Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced, developer advocate here at Dremio with another demo of a SQL function. And today we're going to be doing percentile, cont, and desc for discrete. Okay, and I'm going to go pull up my demo right over here. And basically what these are going to do is allow you to find sort of the percentile sort of break for a particular data set. So in this case, what we're doing is we're taking a look at employees and their salaries, and we're going to be assessing, hey, at what point do you hit sort of the 60th percentile? So basically, at this salary, if you make that or below, you're in the 60th percentile of employees, and then anyone who makes more than that is in the 40th percentile, or is in the top 40% versus the bottom 60%, to better put it. Okay, so then basically we create a table, pretty standard SQL there. We insert some records, okay, with employees and their salaries right there, and then we're going to use the percentile. And when we say cont, it means we're using a continuous distribution. So it's going to get you a slightly different result because it's using a continuous distribution. It's going to be in doing some interpolation to get the final result. So the final result isn't necessarily a number that's in your table, but it's a number that's generally representative of, hey, generally if you're making below this, you're in the 60, you're in the bottom percentile versus the upper percentile. So in this case, we're specifying that we're looking for the 60th percentile. Okay, so again, anything below that number is within the 60%, anything above that number would be within the 40%. Now, then there's the percentile disc, which stands for discrete. So that means you're using discrete concrete numbers. So that means you're going to use the actual numbers in the table. So then that number is going to tell you exactly, hey, that's the number when you've hit the 60%. So at that point, you've hit 60% of the records. Anything above this number isn't within the 40%. Anything below that is within the 60%. Okay, so now that we've established that, I'm going to go change the context, make sure we're running it in our January demo folder. Good. Okay, I'm going to go put my cursor right over here, and let's actually just run these queries. Again, you can always find the code for all these queries in the video description. And you can find the code for this one and previous ones, read all the comments to pick up all sorts of really nice little tidbits and details about all these functions that you can use when you're using the Dremio Lakehouse platform. But now let's take a look at these results. Okay, so we take a look at the continuous distribution results. We see we get 73,200. Okay, again, not a number that we see in of anyone's salary, but the idea is that based on a continuous distribution, based on the numbers provided, generally if you're making below 73,200 at this company, at this imaginary company, you are in the bottom 60th percentile, while if you make above that, you're in the top 40. Okay, now if we take a look at it from a discrete number, so we're actually using the numbers here, okay, the idea is that here, 7,000. So at that point, if we were to take these numbers, basically this is going to be the salary where we've hit sort of 60% of the employees, and then 40% of the employees are going to be above that. Okay, yeah, so that's how you can use that. Okay, so it can be really useful for when you're just trying to kind of understand sort of like where certain dividing points are. In this case, trying to understand sort of income distribution in the company. And yeah, so that is the percentile cont and percentile desc, which is again discrete versus continuous distribution function that you can use in the large library of SQL functions that are available on the Dremio Lakehouse platform. Okay, and again, running all these queries, I ran them directly in my data lake. So I created the table as an iceberg table in my data lake. I inserted records on the data lake. Basically I have a nice data warehouse-like feel on my data lake, aka the data lakehouse, made possible by the Dremio Lakehouse platform. I'll see you all next time.